too long ago, I gave my first Toastmaster speech, the Icebreaker. The beginning of my Toastmasters journey has gotten me really invested in the club, and I'm enthusiastically looking forward to see what lies ahead. Today, three fellow Toastmasters will be attempting their Icebreaker speech. I wish all three of you the very best of luck. Before we begin with our guest introductions, I would like to state the club mission and a few rules as well. The club mission is we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. To ensure the peaceful conduct of today's meeting and eschew any hindrances, we have a few rules in place. Please keep your microphones off if you are not the one who is currently speaking. Please keep your cameras on. I encourage everybody to turn their cameras on so that the speakers will be encouraged. Or it will feel more. It will have more of a in-person meeting feel. If you have any disturbances in your background, or if you are moving, then please temporarily turn off your videos to avoid distracting the speaker. And do not forget to applaud the speakers and to encourage them. So without further ado, let's begin with the guest introductions. So I think we have guest. Let's begin with guest Nisarga. Can you introduce yourself? Please state your name, what you're currently doing, and how you found out about Toastmasters Club.
Okay, yeah. So this is my second meeting which I'm attending. My name is Nisarga Azare. I'm pursuing BCom. Currently, I'm in my last year, and I work in Decathlon Sports India. And I think that's it. And I got to know about Toastmasters from one of my senior friend. Her
Okay.
name was Anushka Jain. So she was a part of I think this Toastmaster itself.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Um, Next we have guest Tushar.
He's a Toastmaster.
Okay. Okay.
Apologies, I have been very infrequent, but yes, I am Toastmaster Tushar,
Okay.
one of the members of this club. Yes, I have been not been attending. I'm still traveling also now, but thought to just hop in and listen to some of the speeches.
Okay. Guest Ratikant.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Good evening, all. My name is Ratikan. Uh, I'm by profession I'm network engineer. I'm currently working in Reliance Jio company, Mumbai.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I know the Toastmaster by Praveen Wadalkar's videos.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Can we have a virtual round of applause for this round of introduction? Now let's welcome Toastmasters, the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Siddhant Apte. He's a very dear friend of mine. He finished his BBA from MIT WPU, I think last year, and he from like Pune, and now he's currently living in Abu Dhabi. Over to you, Toastmaster Siddhant Apte.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Asta. That was a very nice introduction to the meeting, and thank you so much for that. So sorry. Yes, let's begin. To new beginnings. If you have read the description of the meeting on the WhatsApp group, you already know this, but I couldn't find a better analogy to actually describe what I wanted to say. So I'm going to use the same exact thing. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. It's a simple concept, but one that stands true in so many things that we do through our daily lives. It was one of the most exhilarating steps for me to actually give my first very speech on the Toastmasters platform. I had prepared for it and I had prepared for it, and it was the first time that I was going to stand in front of complete strangers and deliver a speech that I had prepared from scratch. Was I scared? Hell yes. I was terrified. But below all of that fear and anxiety, there was something that was very, but something that was very that was still inside was the excitement. It was the excitement to actually go out there and deliver a speech that might bring some sort of joy to someone else, or give them a little bit of insight into who I am. That was my introduction for the day. And now I would like to introduce my colleagues, a team of people without whom this meeting would not be possible. To begin, I would like to introduce the Sergeant at Arms, someone you just met. She she is an engineering student from Cummins College, and she's currently giving her exam. So I believe she would have to drop off very soon. So thank you for the introduction, and we will see you next week. The second person is the timer. The timer is Swarangi Naik Satam. So Swarangi, could you please come on and introduce your role?
Yes, thank you so much, Toastmaster Siddhant. So I'm going to be the timer for the meeting today. What what is our objective of giving speeches and public speaking? It's to give an efficient and concise information in an allotted time, so that it becomes more concise and precise for the audience as well, to understand what message we want to put forth. So I'm going to be the timer for today. I'm going to be sharing my screen and using the Caleb Grove Toastmasters timer website for doing the role of the timer. We have speeches, then table topics, and then evaluations, and then our role player reports. So our speeches are for 5 to 7. Our icebreakers today are going to be for 4 to 6 minutes. Our table topics are 1 to 2 minutes, and evaluations are for 2 to 3 minutes. The screen will be showing a green card when your time reaches the qualified time, the yellow card when the time reaches the target time, and the red card when it is the time is the maximum time. And 30 seconds more will be given to wrap up your speech. If you go beyond that, you would be considered as disqualified and won't be considered for the time for the voting. Thank you, and over to you, Siddhant.
Thank you so much, Swarangi. My third team member for the day is the R counter. So the R counter for today is a final year student at Cummins College of Engineering. She loves to read. She loves to watch cricket, football, and tennis. And she has also represented Maharashtra in the under 19 cricket team for 4 years. Also, she gave me a look because I said final year. It was third year. I'm very sorry. Over to you, Mansi. Please explain your role.
Thank you, Toastmaster Siddhant. Toastmaster of the day, Mr. President, fellow and future Toastmasters. Good evening. Which sentence sounds better? Toastmasters is a place where you develop communication and leadership skills, or Toastmasters is a place where you develop communication and leadership skills. Which one is better?
The first one.
The first one, obviously. And why?
Because it's more clear and concise.
Exactly. So whenever our speeches consists of filler words or short pauses, long pauses, or repeated words, it reduces the effectiveness of our speech. So my job as the counter today is to count all those filler words, the short pauses, the long pauses, and the repeated words. Filler words may be and, so. So these type of words, I am going to make a count of each and every speaker, and whenever the TMoD will ask me, I will present that report at the end of the meeting. Over to you, TMoD.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mansi. The next person is the language evaluator for the day. He's someone who is a computer engineering student. He loves to travel and is an avid listener of music. Please welcome on Mr. Rahul Tangsali. Over to you.
I hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Yeah. A very good evening to all the Toastmasters present here and the guests as well. I am Toastmaster Rahul and I would be the language evaluator for this meeting. So as a language evaluator, my job is to keep track of the good and not so good usages of the English language. And depending upon how good are you with your English during this meeting, so I would be presenting to you the report at the end of the meeting. And I would also be introducing to you the word of the day and the idiom of the day. So I would share my screen. Just a moment. I hope the screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. First of all, sorry for introducing the word of the day and the idiom of the day at such a short notice. I'm really sorry for that. So the word of the day is eschew, which means to avoid something which you do not think is right or proper. So as you can see, there are two examples. True vegetarians eschew food items that come from living animals. And the second one is, even though I love coffee, I've chosen to eschew the same because of the damage it does to my teeth. So these are pretty simple examples. So if anyone would like to use this word of the day in a sentence, you are free. You could go ahead. You could go ahead.
Can I try?
Yeah, sure, Toastmaster Mansi.
It is better to eschew eggs and chicken in the times of the bird flu.
Yeah, that's a good usage. Anyone else would like to try? Though it's a complex word, its meaning is quite simple. So anyone could try. Or else we could move on to the idiom of the day then.
You should eschew from your mobile phones at night because they are very damaging to your eyes.
Yeah, that's indeed a true fact and a good usage as well. Okay, so moving on to the idiom of the day. The idiom of the day is stick to your guns, which means to continue to have your beliefs or continue with a plan of action, even if other people disagree with you. So again, there are two examples. His parents didn't want him to be an actor, but he stuck to his guns to become one. And second is, despite harsh criticism, she's sticking to her guns on this issue. So anyone who would like to use the idiom of the day? Anyone would? It's, again, for the idiom of the day too, the meaning is quite simple. So anyone could go ahead.
Can I try?
Yeah, Toastmaster Mansi.
When it comes to his batting technique, Rishabh Pant should stick to his guns because that is what is effective for him right now.
Okay, so I encourage you all to use the word of the day and the idiom of the day, as I believe that these are, something that are related to today's theme. So you could go ahead and use them as many times as possible during the meeting. So that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rahul. Before we get on to the next part of the meeting, we have two new guests that are joining us just now. Guest Chirag, would you like to please give an introduction? Just state your name, what you're doing, where you're from.
Hi, Siddhant. I am actually a engineering student from Pune.
Okay.
And I study computer science.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much. And Christo, can you please come on also?
Yeah, my name is Christopher James and I'm coming from Mumbai, and I'm working here as an engineering consultant in Pune.
Thank you so much, Christo and Chirag. We look forward to having you in future meetings. And yes, please, you're welcome anytime. Now there will be one person who is going to be looking at the overall conduct of the meeting, all the role players, all the evaluators, and everyone, and they will be giving their report at the end of the meeting. The next part of the meeting is our president's opening address. Our president is a final year computer engineering student. He loves trekking, he loves music, and he loves public speaking. He also has his own t-shirt brand, which I feel is extremely cool. Please welcome President Atharva.
Thank you, Siddhant. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So everyone, if possible, wave, make some noise, put something in the chat. Let me know everyone is present in this meeting. Vishal, Tushar, Dineshwari, Maitreyi. Nice, everyone is reacting. I guess you all are mentally present here. That's a nice thing to have in a meeting, paying attention. So today is so before moving on with the address, I would just like to tell for the benefit of guests what Toastmasters is. Toastmasters is basically an international organization which provides a platform for public speaking. We club members help each other improve our public speaking and all aspects related to public speaking. It is also a good platform to develop your leadership skills, take on roles in the executive committee, and higher roles in the hierarchy up to the district and international level. So today we have an icebreaker special. So an icebreaker speech marks the beginning of a journey of a Toastmaster in his pathway or in his public speaking journey as such. So on this, I remember a speech or a video by Simon Sinek, and it is in close lines on which Toastmaster Siddhant spoke. So what he said, the difference between a normal person and high performers, how do they differ? So when asked upon the question, like how are you feeling before a big event? A normal person says his heartbeat is slightly more, he's sweating probably. He's too nervous. But on the other hand, the high performance, say a Olympic level athlete before his Olympic finals, has the same symptoms. His heartbeat is fast, he's a little anxious, but he says he's excited. He's excited to perform. So all the physical symptoms are the same. The racing of heartbeat, slight sweating, but the difference is between the perspective. One is nervous and the other is excited. And for today's icebreaker speeches and the speakers, I wish that, and for all the speakers and all the roles people are taking, I wish they are always excited and never nervous about their journey, about their project that they are trying to attempt. Because once we have this perspective in our head, once we feed it in our head to be excited before every speech, it becomes a habit, and performing becomes more joyous, and the learning becomes tenfold. So with that, I would like to hand over to the Toastmaster of the day, and let us see all the icebreakers today and try to learn something from them. Over to the TMoD.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Atharva. It was really nice to hear you speak. After a very long time, actually, I haven't been attending the meetings for a while. So it's very nice to be back. And yes, let's get on with it. Now, the meeting is going to be divided into three main parts. The first part is going to be the speeches, which there are three speeches. The second is going to be a small 2-minute break, followed by the table topic session, which will be followed by the speech evaluations and all the role play evaluations. Now, before we begin, I would like to have a very small round robin session where I will ask you one small question and everybody has to give their own perspective and their own answer to this. I will call out your names and you can just say out the answer once your name has been called. The question for today is simple. What is that one thing you did that was a new beginning for you? It could be anything from learning how to drive to moving to a different country. Try to think deep and as far back as you can and come up with the biggest change that you had gone through. To begin, I would like to call upon the R counter, Toastmaster Manasi, please.
The biggest change would be quitting professional cricket because and I used to always say that I will play for India, but then I took this decision, so that was a big change for me.
Thank you for sharing that, because that is something that requires a lot of emotional intelligence, and it is really good that you took this decision for yourself. Next is Swarangi Naiksatam. Would you like to go next? Toastmaster Swarangi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I would say that a cliche answer would be joining Toastmasters, because I was always a person who was between. I was always under the impression that I was an introvert, and I used to really love staying at home. But joining Toastmasters and interacting with so many different people from multifarious avenues and fields and walks of life really made me understand what and helped me dig so many different types of personalities of mine. So that was quite a huge change for me.
Nice. It would be safe to say that you would eschew from Toastmasters.
Yes.
Christo, the guest for today. Would you like to go next?
Yeah, sure. So the one thing that I brought into my life that changed my life a bit was to speak. So I started. I was looking to improve my English, and so as a part of it, I joined the IELTS, and that really gave me the power to speak more, because as the previous girl said, even I thought that I was an introvert and I won't be able to talk in front of people. So I think that joining this Toastmaster is what I brought a change in my life.
Nice. That's interesting, because even I gave my IELTS, and it was something that even motivated me to get into Toastmasters myself. So I can completely relate. Thank you so much for sharing. Guest Chirag, would you like to go next?
Yeah, for me it was quitting social media. Like a few months back, I uninstalled a few of my social media apps like Twitter, Instagram, and I found out that I actually have a lot of time in the day, and I use that time to maybe start learning new stuff. Like I started learning Photoshop, I started reading books. Uh, to be honest, I got to know myself more. If you look at if you look at like that way. So I think quitting social media has helped me a lot.
Nice. I quit social media too for 2 hours a day, every day, consistently.
That's nice.
Toastmaster I'm sorry, guest Nisarg, would you like to go next?
Yeah, so the one thing which was completely different and changed me in many aspects is like I used to study in Pune till my fourth standard, then I have to shift to Nagpur.
Okay.
And then afterwards, I came back to Pune when I completed my 10th standard. So it was completely new for me, because I used to have that Nagpur's accent while speaking, and also I was so crazy about their street food. Like the basic thing is they put tarri on that poha, okay, and in Pune we put sambar, so that's like it's completely senseless. Like, sorry if anyone who is into poha and sambar, but still, like, it doesn't make sense. And then afterwards, my Marathi was not that good, but it has improved over the period of time. So that was a huge change for me to get back to Pune's lifestyle. And yeah, that changed me a lot.
I completely agree with you. Sambar on poha is extremely questionable, and don't worry, I completely agree with you. No, doesn't matter if anyone gets offended. It's the weirdest thing in the world. Toastmaster guest Ratikan Vallapure. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name.
No. It's Ratikant Walapur. It's same.
Okay.
No issue.
Go ahead.
Actually, joining the Toastmaster class is my best thing for me, because today only means before 2 months I know the Toastmaster word before 2 months, but for me today only I get first lecture on as a guest, so it is good for me. Thank you.
Just one small correction. It's not a lecture really. It is a meeting where it's a community more than it's everyone gets together and learn from each other. It's not really a lecture. So it might
Yes, yes, yes,
might
definitely.
feel that way because of Zoom and so many classes going on Zoom, but it's really not.
No, seriously, means I'm waiting for means face to face means Toastmaster session.
Right. Yeah. Someday, hopefully.
Yeah.
I think we can have
Yes,
one
yes.
person.
Thank
Would
you.
anyone like to volunteer? Anyone?
Hello.
Sorry, who's speaking?
Rahul.
Yes, tell me.
Well, I think an external factor changed me. Maybe I think the year 2020, the lockdown, when I think the lockdown completely changed me. The one Rahul I was in 2000 at the beginning of 2020 and the Rahul which I am now, it's completely different. There are so many things that happened during this lockdown, and that has been a new beginning for me for the rest of my life.
Nice. Thank you so much for sharing. I think that's all the time we have for now. And now getting to the main event of the meeting, the highlights of the meeting, the speeches. The speeches are in Toastmasters, the speeches are called projects. They're called projects because you have certain tasks and certain goals that you need to accomplish while while giving every project, which is why the first project is the icebreaker, because you break the ice and introduce yourself to the entire community present at the moment. So the first, I would like to call upon Maitri Seth to give the objective of this particular speech and introduce. And yeah, please, Maitri Seth, if you could come on.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Siddhant. The purpose of this project is for member to introduce herself to the club and also learn the basic structure of the public speak. So timing is 4 to 7 minutes. Like
It's 4 to 6 minutes.
yeah, it's 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, green card will be shown. At 5 minutes, yellow card will be shown, and at 7 minutes, red card will be shown. So I wish all the best to the speaker.
The red card will be shown at 6 minutes. Just a small correction.
Okay.
Okay. I would like to call upon our first speaker for the day. Her name is Toastmaster Tanvi Kasande. She is a first year engineering student. She is eagerly waiting for her college to start. She loves to trek, she loves to play badminton, and she is an artist who loves to draw and paint. So, without further ado, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Tanvi for her first icebreaker speech. Toastmaster Tanvi, over to you.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, great. Toastmaster of the day, President, Fellow and Future Toastmasters. Good evening. I am Tanvi. I am a first year engineering student, a badminton player, an avid trekker, and I love to draw and paint. That would be a short and sweet introduction as given by Toastmaster Siddhant. A lot of people say that I just follow the footsteps of my sister, Toastmaster Mansi. She is there in the meeting with us. They are partly right because we went to the same school, we went to the same drawing class, we went to the same dance class. In fact, we are pursuing the same degree at the same college, and I also joined Toastmasters because of her. In fact, Toastmaster Viva Swan pulled my leg saying that I could just copy her icebreaker speech because we practically live the same life. But I would like to explain my choices, and I think my speech would speak for itself. So let's go back to my 4th standard. We had a small activity in our class where everyone had to share with the class what they wanted to become when they grow up. Back then, I was quite fascinated by stars, planets, space, and I wanted to become an astronaut. So I said, astronaut. My teacher said, wow, that's great. Please spell astronaut for the whole class. I said, okay. And I said, A, S, T, R. No, I don't know. I said, I don't know the spelling, I'm sorry. And I sat down. And I thought, you don't even know how to spell astronaut. Forget becoming one. So that plan didn't work out and I dropped it. Then, in around towards the end of my 4th standard, I had joined TYC for badminton coaching. And as I improved in my game, I thought I could become a badminton player. Every 10 or 11-year-old who plays some sport has this dream, right? So I was no different. Then in my 7th standard summer vacation, I wanted to go to a summer camp with my friends. And I showed my father the details of the camp. He looked and said, this camp? Seriously? No. You are not going. He looked up on the internet and said, go for a trek in the Himalayas. You are free to choose whichever trek you like, but not this summer camp, okay, please. I said, trek? Right now? Then what would I do after my 10th standard? I can save the trek for then. I was not really up for it, but he stuck to his guns. I reluctantly agreed and I went along with a few of my friends. And I was cribbing in the whole journey. It's going to be boring. I don't want to go. Why are we doing this? And all of that. But the moment we reached the base camp of the trek, I was wonderstruck by what the nature had to offer. It was just an amazing experience. I don't remember details of the trek, but I can never forget the feeling. And thus began my love for trekking. I have been learning to draw and paint since I was 7 or 8 years old. I joined the drawing class partly because all of my friends were doing it and also because I liked it. So around in my 8th standard, I thought I can become an architect or a designer since I love drawing so much. And I decided to pursue it. My plan B was becoming a lawyer. I don't know why that was my plan B. But anyway, moving ahead. Later, I found out that there's a lot of difference between an architect and a designer, and also that I did not want to become either of the two. My sir had given me some assignments in drawing class, like design a room, design a house, design a wedding card, design a dress, so on and so forth. And I just hated those assignments. Like, no, I don't want to do this. And also, although I am a good artist, I am a really inefficient artist. In fact, for my elementary and intermediate drawing exams, my sir was not worried about what I would draw in the exam, but he was worried whether I would finish the exam in time or not. And one of my aunts, who's also an architect, advised me to explore my options before I finalize that I want to become an architect. So, taking all points into consideration, I dropped the plan. Moving on to my 11th and 12th standard, I took up science stream and chose computer science as the optional subject because it was scoring. And believe me, it is. I scored 195 out of 200 and it was just a cakewalk. Then I thought, oh, I can do this. So I felt I can take up computer engineering. Not because I love coding or I love computers, but because I felt that I could do it. I had the brains to do it. In fact, I'm also pursuing an online degree, an online BSc degree in programming and data science offered by IIT Madras. So, this is the story of a girl who was determined of not becoming an engineer but spent 7 months of lockdown to prepare for an engineering entrance exam, and who was reluctant to go to a trek in the beginning but now loves trekking so much that she is a volunteer at an organization called Surmount Adventures. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Tanvi. That was a wonderful first attempt, and really, congrats on your first speech. Also, one thing that I forgot to mention was her speech title was Astronaut to Engineer via the Mountains. I'm so sorry. It completely slipped my mind, and I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. The next speaker for the day is Dineshwari is Toastmaster Dineshwari. She's a 2020 MBA pass out, working in Orient Technologies. She enjoys being physically active. She loves to do yoga, swimming, and she loves to paint. Her speech title for the day is Follow Your Inner Voice. Follow your inner voice, Toastmaster Dineshwari. Toastmaster Dineshwari, follow your inner voice. Over to you.
Thanks, Toastmaster Siddhant. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thanks. So let's start with my first speech. So, well said by Elon Musk. Failure is an option. If things are not failing, you are not innovating. So I'm going to tell you the story of little girl who is very ambitious towards her dream and who wanted to become astronaut again. And
Toastmaster Dinesh, your voice is
yes,
cracking a lot. Could you please try speaking without the headphones, maybe?
okay. Can you hear my voice?
No, it's the same. Okay,
I think you have kept some electronic device near your laptop or computer.
Actually, can you hear my voice now? Hello.
Yes, we can. Maybe.
Sorry for. So, very good evening to fellow Toastmaster of the day, and guest. My name is Dineshwari / Dimple, and today is my first icebreaker speech. So, let's start with my childhood days. I was very studious girl, and I was getting 90% in every class. So the people around me and the relatives and all were like, she should go for civil services. And I was like, whenever someone asks me, what do you want to become, I used to say I want to become IS. Then after some days I heard the story of I started to follow the personality called Indira Gandhi. I started to follow her. I influenced by her, and whenever someone asked me what do you want to become, then I said I want to become Indira Gandhi. And literally I had cut my hair like Indira Gandhi. And same thing happened in my imaginary life with when I influenced by and finally also. So when I was in sixth standard, my uncle had brought me one book for me that was the story of and by reading that book, I was like, I want to become astronaut, and I was preparing for aeronautical engineering. From sixth standard, I started dreaming.
Sorry to interrupt, Toastmaster Dineshwari, you are not audible. We can't hear
Oh.
you properly.
Maybe you can try keeping the camera off and trying the attempting the speech.
Hello.
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. So,
No, just a second. Do you, as Nisarga said, do you have any electronic devices around you?
no.
Okay, or could you
Laptop is there, but yes.
could you try keeping your mobile in another position? So
Away from laptop.
Okay. I will take my mobile with me. So, can you hear my voice clearly now?
yeah, it's much better. Yeah.
Okay. Then where I was. So when I completed my 12th, so that time people were used to say like you should have two options. One, if plan A is failed, you should have second plan. But in my case, I was like, I want to become astronaut and I will do or die, but I will not change my dream and all. So when I completed my 12th and I was appearing for JEE exam, that year JEE was newly introduced in place of CET, and I have filled online form. So on the day of JEE exam, I was late by 1 minute because of I missed the road, and it's around 15 kilometers of distance, and I was late by 1 minute, and I lose my exam. So that time I couldn't do anything. When I returned back to home, my all family members and all were tense. All atmosphere was tense. Now I didn't know what should I do or not. So I had two options. One of my uncle's friend was working in ISRO. She has done her degree in physics. So I thought I could do my bachelor in science or I could take 1 year break. So finally I had taken admission for bachelor in science, and in same college we have certification for astronomy and astrophysics. So I am nominated for that also, but unfortunately only 4 to 5 students were there for that post. So, and only 4 boys and 1 girl, means I was there in that class. And again, unfortunately, the professor who taught their astronomy, he has also left left the college because of his uh, health issue. So that was my bad luck. So these are all situations and surrounding, or I can say outer excuses, which I have faced. But last year of graduation, when I asked myself, Dimple, this is my nickname, do you really have interest in this field, or you just fascinating or influenced by other people's or Kalpana Chawla's life? I asked many questions to myself, and I actually couldn't create interest into physics and all that subject related to astronomy. I couldn't create interest. In fact, I wasn't sure even 1% whether I could do or not, whether I could achieve or not. It's not cup of my tea. After completing my graduation, I was totally frustrated, and I came to Pune. At the age of 2021, I felt that, oh, I lost my valuable years, important phase of my life, only listening outer world and just influenced by or fascinating by others' life. So I eschewed the things which came from outer world. Then I started reading books. I have adopted some good habits. Means overall, I started following my heart, and I tried to understand my inner voice. I started working towards my interests. While doing all these things, I was feeling very happy and I started following my heart and my inner voice. I can see positive changes in my life. I understand that time success is not destination, it is the journey. And now I am on the way. I am enjoying all these things. And overall, now I stick to my guns, which came from my heart. So, in the way of process, I met people like you. So, thanks for all Toastmasters that giving me charge to become leader of my life. And yes, we never let to become. It's never late to become follow our heart, and it's never too late to do the things you are interested in. Thank you all. Thanks for. I know I'm very good at grammatical mistake. Please consider.
No, that your speech for the first time was brilliant, and it was a very good attempt. So thank you for that. The next speaker for the day is Toastmaster Sonia Cholwar. I know we try to keep things a little professional around here, but I'm sorry I have to do this. That is because that is the name of her speech. So you are my Sonia, Sonia Cholwar. Sonia Cholwar, you are my Sonia. Over to you.
Thank you, Siddhant. That was very flattering. Okay. Inaminadika, tudum tum tudum. Daidamadika, tudum tum tudum. Makanakanaka, tudum tum tudum. Chikabikarika, tudum tum tudum. I'm sure I was able to establish my out of the world singing talent. Fellow Inas, budding Minas, and dear Dikas, a very good afternoon, a very good evening to you all. I'm sorry. Today, I'm starting with my second pathway in Toastmasters. The first speech of every pathway is an icebreaker speech. I was very confused on how do I break the ice when I'm so damn popular. But then I thought, रुक जाना नहीं तू कहीं हार के. That means obstacles are stepping stone to success. So, pardon me, but today I shall be sticking to my guns and breaking the ice by singing. I wish you all a very best of luck. I hold no responsibility of bleeding ears or severe headaches that might happen during or after this speech. Let's start. मैं शायर तो नहीं मगर हंसी. My dad proposed and married my mother with this song. And boom, 1 year later. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. I was born on 25th of December, 19. Today, I am years old. Lara lappa lai rakhda. Lara lappa lai rakhda. My parents named me Sonia, but because of my unique surname, just like the lyrics of this song, my name also became a tongue twister. You don't seem to believe me, right? Let us try. Cheulwar is my after marriage surname. My maiden surname is Pampattivar. Let's combine all them together. Sonia, Pampattivar, Cheulwar. Sonia, Pampattivar, Cheulwar. Sonia, Pampattivar, Cheulwar. Tongue twister, isn't it? I was born to achieve great heights in life, but got tangled and twisted in my own name. I'm from a square family. Mom, dad, my sister, and me. There are a few unique things about my family. Number one, our birthdays fall on consecutive months: September, October, November, and December. Our moon signs are also consecutive: Aries, Taurus, Cancer, and Gemini. To top it all, our heights are also in consecutive order: 4.10, 4.11, 5, and 5.1. I am 4 feet 10 inch tall. Mind-numbingly boring, and hence the song. भोली सूरत दिल के खोटे, नाम बड़े और दर्शन छोटे. That means great cry, little wool holds completely true for me. My mother is a housemaker. My father was a banker. He frequently was transferred from one place to another, and hence, यूं ही चला चल राही, यूं ही चला चल राही, जीवन गाड़ी है समय पहिया. I completed my education from whichever city he went to. एक चतुर नार बड़ी होशियार, एक चतुर नार बड़ी होशियार. I've always been an intellectual girl, and from the very young age, I decided to be unique. That is the very reason today I'm an electronics engineer, not ENTC, electronics engineer from an institute which is very uniquely named VIT. Not VIT Bangalore, not VIT Vellore, but VIT Pune. दुनिया में आए हैं तो काम कर प्यारे, हाथ जोड़ सबको सलाम कर प्यारे. After my graduation, I completed my CDAC and took up a very unique job of software engineer. Days passed and months flew, and it was time for my groom hunt. My parents searched for a groom for me for 4 years, and then one fine day, Azim o Shan Shahenshah walked in singing, तेरा मुझसे है पहले का नाता कोई, यूं ही नहीं दिल लगाता कोई. And I melted. I got married in 2010, and since then my husband is a living example of जिसकी बीवी छोटी उसका भी बड़ा नाम है, गोद में उठा लो बच्चे का क्या काम है. Yet in 2012 मेरे घर आई एक नन्ही परी. We were blessed with a daughter. I have had a good life. I wouldn't say that there were no challenges. There surely were a lot of them. But those situations have helped me explore different dimensions in my life. They have helped me grow. They have helped me become more compassionate, more empathetic, and above all, हम काले हैं तो क्या हुआ दिल वाले है kind of a person. I'm an introvert, but if you see me and sing the song, कह दो ना, you are my Sonia, I'm bound to come over and break the ice. I promise, ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे, and be there for your thicks and for your thins. With this, I would like to close my speech by चलते चलते मेरे ये गीत याद रखना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना. Never say goodbye. Thank you, and back to the TMoD.
If I play the song right now, would you be willing to break dance in front of all of us?
No, that is one thing I cannot do.
No problem. It was a wonderful speech. It was a very nice new concept which I had never heard. Maybe because I'm very young in the Toastmasters game, but I really loved it. So that's awesome. Also, let's take 30 seconds. Let's take a few minutes and give feedbacks to all of the speakers who were present today. That was one thing that I missed along the way. So let's take a couple of minutes and just give whatever feedback you might have for all of the speakers that spoke today. The speakers were Tanvi Kasande, Dineshwari Gawali, and Sonia Cholwar. Okay. Next is the timers report. Toastmaster Swarangi, has everyone qualified?
Yeah, all the speakers have qualified.
Okay. And can we have the voting now, please? Just let me know once it's done.
Done.
Okay, cool. Now, the next part of the meeting is the table topics. Is the table topics. What are the table topics? The table topics are impromptu speeches that you have to give for 2 minutes. It is one of the most terrifying things if you are a new Toastmaster, and I still haven't gotten over it. So, Swapnil, the stage is all yours. Take over.
Am I audible and am I visible?
Yes.
Okay. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and dear guests, good evening.
Good evening.
Yesterday, my shift was at 9 o'clock and I went to my shift half an hour late. My boss demanded answers from me for being late, to know the reason for me coming late. And I started making up a story. What is that story called? Impromptu speaking. Table topic session is going to be just like this, impromptu speaking, where I'll be giving you topics related to the theme, and you will have to speak on the topic for minimum of 1 minute and maximum of 2 minutes 30 seconds. So the timing would be green card, which will be shown at 1 minute, which will indicate the qualifying time. Amber card at 1 minute 30 seconds and red card at 2 minutes. After which 30 seconds of grace period would be given. If you speak more than 2 minutes 30 seconds, you will be disqualified. So let's begin with the impromptu speaking session, the exciting part of Toastmasters meeting. First, I would like to call upon senior members so that the guests and other members will have idea how table topics happen. So I would like to invite Toastmaster Atharva Khisti, President Atharva Khisti.
He's not in the room right now, Swapnil.
Okay. We have Toastmaster Tushar Karande.
No, not in the room.
Okay. I would like to invite on stage Toastmaster Aishwarya Bhure.
Wrong choice, Swapnil.
Okay. Toastmaster Aishwarya. So whenever we talk about new beginnings, that reminds us of COVID. Can you share us your experience associated with COVID-19? Toastmaster Aishwarya.
Can you repeat it once?
Your experience associated with COVID-19, Toastmaster Aishwarya. Toastmaster Aishwarya, your experience associated with COVID-19.
I would describe the whole experience as a roller coaster ride and not a flat journey. Even though the starting few months I was really excited because there was a lot of free time for me, for a person like me who is an introvert, and the whole time I can do whatever I like. But after that, things started getting monotonous, and there were some situations which where I had to think if I was on a right track or not. So some situations were like my placements were there. So a big change was going to take place in my life. So that was one thing. Next, I was doing an internship, and it was an online one. But there were some things that where I made a lots of mistake and where I failed miserably. So that was one thing. But talking about the good things, I always plan one or two things that I want to achieve during the whole year. And last year, I was able to achieve both of them. So overall, the whole experience was like a roller coaster ride for me. So some ups, some downs. So quite a mixed experience. Back to you.
Lovely Toastmaster Aishwarya. Now I would like to invite on stage Toastmaster Mansi.
Yes. Someone please count my filler words.
Toastmaster,
I'll do that.
Toastmaster Mansi, your first day in Toastmasters. Your first day in Toastmaster Mansi.
Okay, this is an interesting one. My first day in Toastmasters was as a guest, and the thing is that my father wanted me to attend Toastmaster meetings. I didn't know what Toastmasters was about. And whenever my father tells me to do something, my first reaction is no, I'm not doing it. So I was pretty reluctant to attend the meeting, and I was with my friend the whole day. I was telling her that I'm going to go there, I'm going to experience it, and I'm going to come home and say, I didn't like it, I'm not going again. But fate had some different ideas. So when I went there, I was dressed in a sweatshirt and in a track pant. And incidentally, Toastmaster Swapnil was the first one at the venue at that day, and he explained me everything about Toastmasters, about the roles, about the speeches, about the evaluations. And sorry, Toastmaster Swapnil, but at that time I did not understand anything, and it was very tough for me to digest everything that you said. But as the meeting went on, I understood what he was saying. Like, I got the references as the meeting went on. The speeches were great. I was thinking that these guys are pretty good. I mean, I had never seen someone speak with such fluency and such body language and uh, vocal variety. And then came the table topics session. DTM Shailesh sir was the table topics master that day. I was called up for table topics, and he gave me the topic: what will you do if you have to spend your rest of the life on the moon and alone on the moon? And I spoke for, I think, barely 40 seconds. I don't remember what I spoke, but I just rambled on anything that came in my head. And when I was speaking at that time, my mind was judging myself. I was judging myself. What are you doing? What are you speaking? Look at others and look at yourself. You're speaking so badly. And at that time, while giving the table topic itself, I decided I need to improve, and I need to attend Toastmasters. So that was my first day at Toastmasters.
That was really nice to hear from you, Toastmaster Mansi. Now I would like to invite on stage guest Nisarg. No, sorry, guest Ratikant Vallapure.
Yes.
Yes. Guest Ratikant.
Yes. Hi.
Okay. Hello to
Yes.
guest Ratikant. Can you introduce yourself?
Yes. My name is Ratikant. Everyone always know. But I'm basically from Latur, which is Udgir, which is district in Latur, Maharashtra itself only. And I have done my BE from JSPM Group of Institute in only Pune only. After that, right now I'm working as a network engineer in Reliance Jio. And about myself is when I watch some videos related to public speaking, Praveen Wadalkar, then I I know the Toastmaster is the I know the Toastmaster word. And after means when I before 2 months I want to I have know the Toastmaster, but Today only I joined the Toastmaster. After Miss, yeah, that's all about me.
You can speak
Sorry,
more.
but yes, 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 definitely. My hobbies are related to read the people and thinking about the things, and also yeah, and learning the new things regularly on the basis of regular means whatever things I can learn. I want to learn, but I it's totally depend on me means how deep I learn. But whenever whatever it's new topic, I want to means love to learn that topic. Yeah, thank you.
What a lovely speech, guest Ratikant. Now I would like to invite
Thank you. Thank you,
guest
sir.
Christo. Guest Christo.
Yeah. Hi.
To guest Christo, anything new which you have tried recently? Oh, I'm sorry, you are the member.
No, I'm not the member. I'm just a guest.
Okay, okay, okay. Guest Christo, something new which you have tried recently. Something new which you have tried recently, guest Christo.
Okay. Uh, so, so actually, I'm not in a position to start my video. So I won't be starting my video. Uh, so the thing that I started recently is to pick myself up, even there is when people are pulling me down. So that is something I wanted to learn for a lot of years, and I've been thinking that this is the way the world works, and I should let people do and uh, accept what is the reality. So I have been a victim of such a thing. So people always keep me pulling down, and I have been facing this start from my school. Sorry, my roommate is here. So I've been facing this start from my school. So I have been bullied and during my 7th and 8th grade, and that has really affected my confidence. And even in my junior colleges, I have not been treated well. And even in my engineering college, uh, when I'm studying or learning something, I always think what others are thinking, what how others are doing, and that really keep me away from learning something new. And even in my company too, this thing is happening. So people are telling me what to do. People are pulling me down, and that really has affected my work efficiency. So as a part of uh, this renewing, as a part of correcting this, I have joined the Toastmasters club, and this is something that I'm doing. This is something that I'm doing new, and I hope that this would really increase my confidence and put a good perspective towards living life. That's all.
What a lovely speech. This is something that even I have experienced in my life. But I would like to say only one thing: people who try to pull you down and always try to bully you are actually the people who are always jealous or insecure of you. So never give demand to such people. Now I would like to invite on stage Toastmaster Chirag.
Oh, I'm actually a guest.
Okay, guest Chirag, um, and even Toastmaster Nisarg.
I'm
Guest,
also a guest.
okay, so I guest Chirag and guest Nisarg.
Yeah.
So it will be like a conversation. So imagine today is 1st January 2021, and you have just survived the nightmare of 2020, and you both are talking about how you survived COVID-19. So you will be having a conversation on how you survived COVID-19.
All right. So I'm having the conversation with whom?
Guest Chirag and guest Nisarg.
I am actually not in the position of starting my video, so will it be okay if I don't turn on my video?
Yes, yes, that's not a issue. No problem.
And Swapnil, it is going to be two people speaking, right? So do you want me to increase the timing sequence?
Yes, sure. Like we have time, no? Like we still have time, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm asking you for the timing cards. Do you want me to
okay.
make it as 2 to 3 minutes? Because it's
Yes, yes,
talking.
yes, yes. 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay.
So like each speaker will have to speak for 1 minute, right?
Yeah, both of them can speak.
Yes. Okay. So 2 to 3 minutes will keep the time, right?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. ठीक.
All right. So I will start now. Uh,
Yes.
Hey, dude. Hi, Chirag. How are you? Long
Hi,
time no
Nisarga.
see.
Hey, so
Yeah. How you
so
doing?
how was the last year for you basically?
Last year was so crazy, like it happened. It was something very unexpected. Me, I was planning to go for Australia by mid of this year, but all the plans and all the schedule is so crumbled now, and I'm just hoping that soon things should go better. Things should start to being normal, and let's see at what time I hit the airport. Tell me about you, how you survived. Like, I heard that your father was a little bit sick with this virus also. So how was it?
Yeah, actually, so my father had contacted with the virus, and because it was because of him, I also got the COVID-19, and it was around October. My test came positive, and at that and that was the day when my college was starting. So it was till October. From October to December, it was kind of a huge journey for me to beat COVID-19 and also survive its after effects.
All right. And how was how you were keeping yourself busy? Like for around, I think for 9 months we were under lockdown. So what was the thing which you were keeping yourself busy and think in a positive aspect?
So one thing about the lockdown I learned is that our life needs a timetable. Like if we are not disciplined and if we don't have a timetable in our life, we are just losing time and we are losing or wasting time. So one thing that lockdown has taught me that uh, each and every day, every second matters. And from that, now I've started to read books. I've started working out. I've started to wake up early in the morning, and I make it possible to manage my time efficiently, and uh, I make sure that I am learning each and every second.
Oh,
So,
that's good to
uh,
know.
talking about your Australia trip, are you a cricket fan?
Uh, I don't know how does that make sense, but no, I'm not a cricket fan. I like golf more than any other sport.
Oh,
And
so
yeah,
who's your favorite player though?
generally I just go through the PGA tours. The PGA tours which happens every I think it happens 6 times in a month, 6 times in a year, and that's what keeps me little bit enthused about the sports and all. So I think And tell me about which sport you like. Like, have you played any indoor games or any sport nearby your locality or with your apartment friends?
No, I'm actually a huge football fan,
Oh,
and my favorite club is Manchester City, and yeah, I play with and I make sure I play football with my friends twice a week.
cool, cool. So I will go now. I have a Toastmasters meeting and see you soon. Take care.
Yeah, take care and stay safe.
Wow, what a wonderful conversation. Now, I would like to invite on stage Toastmaster Niket.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible. Toastmaster Niket, the topic for you is shut the past, cut the future, and think about present. Shut the past, cut the future, and think about present. Toastmaster Niket.
Okay. I have watched quite a few interviews of Sachin Tendulkar, and there was one interview in which Harsha Bhogle asked him that, Sachin, you have played so many matches and people have so many expectations from you. There are so many records that you might be chasing. There are so many records at stake always. The team wants you to win every single match. The team wants you to make a century in every single match. But I have been curious about one thing, that what goes on in your mind when the bowler is bowling, when the bowler is coming to bowl. And Sachin replied, it is very difficult. However, I try to keep my mind blank and only focus on that delivery. This particular interview helped me approach some of the table topics as well, because when you are in a contest, you often try to bring up some stories, prepared stories, and you want to bring in some experiences, you want to have some jokes ready. But if you approach that particular topic in that particular moment, chances of you winning the contest are quite high. Similarly, same is the case about life. Like, we often worry about the future, or we often dwell on the past. However, like someone has said, that future does not exist, and you have absolutely no control over your past. You cannot change your direction you cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. So that's what I feel like. If you try to live in the present, life will be much more easy, though it is easier said than done. However, I have tried it quite a few times and it relieves me of my anxiety. So if there is anyone in this meeting who has often struggled, and I'm sure people have, with their worries about the past or the future, I would advise, just try to take, for the next 7 days, just try to take one day at a time, and you will realize the significance of this beautiful topic. Over to you, Swapnil.
That was an awesome speech, Toastmaster Niket. Toastmasters, let us now, so now we have 10 minutes to go. So I was thinking of keeping the round robin session. So can we have a round robin session?
Yeah, I don't think it should be a problem.
Okay. So let us have a round robin session. In the round robin session, everyone will have to speak for 15 seconds each. So for example, I start speaking on something and I end up end up somewhere. You will have to start speaking after that. So for example, if I say once upon a time and I stop at time, then you will have to make up another story and speak after time. This is what the round robin session is. So we'll go ahead with this. So I'll start from, so we'll start from me. So timer, you can keep 15 seconds for every person.
Do you want to keep it 15 seconds or 30 seconds?
Uh, 15 seconds would be okay, I think.
Okay. Okay.
Just put a timer of like 10 minutes and then every 15 seconds we can just switch.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll start. Hello?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. It was 1st January 2021. I got up. Sun was shining brightly. Sky was crystal blue. I could feel the essence of something new. And suddenly there was a someone 30 seconds are done actually.
We're doing 15 seconds, right?
Okay, 15 seconds each. Actually, I stopped, but nobody started anything to say. So,
Can
okay,
you
so
hand?
You have to take the name of a person you have to pass on.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll start it again then.
Yeah. Also, don't you think 15 seconds is a little too long, Swapnil? Maybe if we, what do you think? I mean,
1 to 2 sentences are fine because we have lots of
Yeah.
people to cover up and we have only 7 minutes. So
Okay, fine. We'll keep only 10 seconds then.
yeah.
Okay. We can start. It was 1st January 2021. The sun was shining brightly. The sky was crystal blue. Toastmaster Aishwarya.
and suddenly I was angry because my mom woke me up. I was angry because I had a beautiful dream of my crush, Swarangi.
I was in my school and I was talking about my. I had my school crush in front of me, and I was really talking about him in front of all of my girls group. Toastmaster Rahul.
Okay. So all the girls told me that they being girls, they told me that how to approach her. But now a new year had begun. I felt that now is the time to approach her with a new beginning. Toastmaster Siddhant.
And so I approached her. I went up to her and I asked her, "Would you like to go out on a coffee date with me?" She looked at me and she started laughing. I don't know why, but all she did was she kept laughing and laughing and laughing. Toastmaster Mansi.
That was the dream. And now I think it is better to start dating people by using apps such as Bumble and Tinder. Because even if they reject you, you don't know what they are saying about you because they are not going to message you. That's the only thing that they are going to do. Toastmaster Vishal.
When I told my friend I would use these apps, he said, "What? Are you crazy, Vishal? Losers around on these apps. You better get a life. It's better that you just dream." Toastmaster Apurva.
Was it Atharva or Apurva?
Apurva.
Apurva. Toastmaster Apurva.
Okay. And contradictory to these thoughts of using Bumble or Tinder, I thought I am still not able to kind of manage the proposals that I'm getting on Facebook or Instagram. Why turn out to those apps as of yet? Toastmaster Dineshwari.
I have installed Tinder, and then in second minute I got call from one boy. He's asking me for coffee, and I asked my boyfriend, should I go or not? Then you can imagine what happened. So over to you, Toastmaster Sonia.
My boyfriend agreed to let me go on the coffee date. So I quickly changed into my home pajamas to my outside pajamas, wore a PPE kit, wore a mask, took my sanitizer bottle, and I was all ready to drive on my recently just cleaned bicycle to the coffee shop. Toastmaster Tanvi.
As soon as we met, we exchanged sanitizers, the new way of greeting, and we sat across the table, leaving 4 chairs empty between us, and shouted at the top of our voices to make a conversation. Toastmaster Maitri.
When he approached me, I understood he had no feelings about me. It was just a game, and I realized you can't trust such kind of apps. Toastmaster Chirag.
After realizing that it's just a game, I went home and deleted all the apps and called my friend and told him that he was right. Forwarding to Toastmaster Niket.
I think he's not in the meeting. You can ask someone else.
Okay, then Ratikant.
Then I realized there is a Toastmaster, and we can meet the people, and we can also learn the something new. So I joined the Toastmaster. I decided to join the Toastmaster. Anyone left?
Christo.
Christo.
Yeah, so here I am in the Toastmaster Club for the first time. I have left everything that didn't work out for me behind me, left my past, and today I am going to start a fresh beginning for my future.
Nice.
Is anyone left?
I
He
think
or she can start.
I think Nisarg is left.
Yeah. Okay.
Nisarg and Niket.
Yeah, I'm here.
Rahul is also there.
Yeah, I'm here,
Yeah.
but sorry I missed what was going
Oh,
on.
I had my
Please
chance.
tell me, I'll begin then.
So I will start. So when I got to know that she asked me whether she should go on that date or not, I thought that okay, let's see how it goes, and I lied to her. But now I'm feeling jealous and I'm feeling insecure, and I don't know what to do about this thing. And Niket, it's you now. Go on.
Yeah, so I don't know what is happening because I got another call in the middle of this meeting and I got engaged there. So
Okay, I
I'll
will
just
tell you what happened.
Yeah, please tell me.
So yeah, so these guys are talking about some crushes and all, and few people were like, let's download this app, Bumble or Tinder. And from there, there was this girl, and I was her boyfriend, and I was feeling insecure that she's going on a date, even she's committed to me. So now you can continue.
Okay. So see, don't fall for Tinder and Bumble and all those things, man. Take it from me. I am a veteran in this field. I have tried for multiple years. Rather go to multiple clubs, be it Toastmaster or Rotary or Trekking Club. That will give you more chances. I'm not saying this from my experience, but younger Toastmasters who are my very good friends. And for females, see, you don't need Bumble or anything. Don't invest there and don't even spend time. You just smile and things will be like guys would be hanging around for you. And for guys, I am telling you, like, I can give you tips how not to fail because I have failed many times in this field. So I hope my time is up because I am embarrassing myself enough. So
You're muted.
Yes. So everyone, is anyone left?
No, everyone's done.
Okay. So I would like to, so with this, we come towards the end of today's table topic and round robin session. So how was it?
It was good. It was fun.
The
It
gender
was
kept
fun.
changing as we switched from boy to girl for crush.
Okay. With this, we come towards the end of today's table topic session. Now it's time for voting for voting for the best table topic speaker. So can we have the names?
Swapnil, can you take the names of the people who have participated?
Yes, Toastmaster Aishwarya,
Yes,
to,
you can go on. I'm just cross checking.
Toastmaster Aishwarya, Toastmaster Mansi, then guest Chirag, guest Christo, then we also had uh, Ratikant, guest Ratikant. Who else was there?
Yes, Chirag and Nisar.
Yes,
Niket.
Chirag and Nisarg.
Toastmaster Niket.
Yes, Toastmaster Niket as well.
Yes, okay. I have the list ready. Launch in 10 seconds.
Please vote for the best speaker.
Can we vote to ourselves?
Yeah.
It's on
Sure,
and
why
on.
not?
You can vote.
That's what most of us are doing.
Oh,
We can go ahead.
So we are done with voting.
Yes, we are done.
Okay. I hand over the stage back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Swapnil. This was one of the most interesting table topic sessions that I've been a part of. And I've been a part of many, especially the round robin session. We had all sorts of things happening. We had Inception, Dream in a Dream. We were promoting Bumble and Tinder to the next level. And it was just very interesting. Thank you so much for that. It was one of the most fun ones that I've been a part of. Moving on. The next part of the meeting is the speech evaluations. The purpose of these evaluations is for the person who is being evaluated to be the person who is being evaluated to understand where he could have done better, where he or she could have done better, and what are the things that he or she needs to keep in mind when they give a speech the next time they do. For the first speech, we have Toastmaster Maitri Seth, who is going to be evaluating Toastmaster Tanvi. Toastmaster Maitri, one second, I'm so sorry. Toastmaster Maitri has completed her graduation from BMCC College. She loves to act, she's a passionate writer, and she's a wonderful traveler. She's an avid traveler. So please, I would like to welcome Toastmaster Maitri Seth. Over to you.
Thanks, Toastmasters of the day. Pune to Mumbai via Panvel is viable, but astronaut to engineer via mountains. When I read her title for the very first time, I could not able to reach the destination. But when I understand her speech and listen to her, I really amazed and it just blew me away. Dear Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening. I would like to tell three things which I like the most about your speech. The first one, she started the speech well. She iterated what Toastmasters of the Day Siddhant introduced her, and she also added that it was the introduction made by Toastmasters of the Day. And after that, she continued her speech. So it was a great start. Another thing, she spelled ASTR. Don't remember, don't know. We could able to visualize the entire scene which happened in her school at her school dates. So it was a great depiction of the body language. So kudos to you. And third thing is she said, this camp, seriously? Trek? Right now? What a voice modulation. I just loved it. Now I would like to tell one thing which you could improve on. The way you concluded your speech, it could have been a better way. So that is the improvement part on my side. Overall, it was a great attempt as an icebreaker. I did not feel you were delivering the speech for the first time. Obviously, you were guided by Toastmaster Mansi, so we could able to see the way you have given the speech, and you fulfill all the purpose of the icebreaker speech. So great work, all the best, and welcome to the Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Maitri, for that wonderful and a very nice evaluation. You made her feel very welcome, and that is something that we try to do to a very large extent. Our next Toastmaster who is going to come on is Toastmaster Apurva Sathe. She's going to be evaluating Toastmaster Dineshwari. Toastmaster Apurva is currently working as a software developer in analytics for a company called Onet India. She's a very sporty and a very cheerful person, and she even comes from a sports background. She likes to stay fit, and at the same time, she's a foodie and she loves meeting new people. Over to you, Apurva Sathe.
Presiding officer, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and future Toastmasters, wish you all a very good evening. A special good evening to my dear speaker, Toastmaster Dineshwari. Toastmaster Dineshwari, hearty congratulations to you for breaking the ice and letting it melt meanwhile while you introduced yourself to all the club members at Toastmasters Club of Pune-West. I must say, you definitely achieved the objective of introducing yourself to all the club members. You selected a really beautiful title for your speech, that is, Listen to Your Inner Voice. As an on we listened to your entire journey, we could relate with the external forces, and you gave certain examples like Kalpana Chawla, Elon Musk, and I think even Indira Gandhi, and how they were influencing you to do certain things in life. Finally, you also told us how insanely powerful your inner voice became that you decided to listen to yourself. You were very clear and confident about what you wanted to say. Trust me, when I was giving my icebreaker, my hands were trembling. Another noteworthy thing about your speech was you actually stuck to the guns in spite of so many technical challenges. So, kudos to you and well done. The speech was very good, but to make it better, the speaker could have avoided a few ers and ums. Also, the speaker herself said that she can eschew from certain grammatical mistakes that she was doing. Another thing that could be added was vocal variety. Overall, it was an excellent speech, and all the best to you, Toastmaster Dineshwari, for your Toastmasters journey. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Apurva. The next speaker, the next evaluator is Toastmaster Swarangi Naik Satu. Toastmaster Vishal. He was a replacement for Toastmaster Anvai, who couldn't make it due to personal reasons. Toastmaster Vishal.
Audible, visible?
Yes, you are. Toastmaster Vishal is an entrepreneur and he's even an educationist. I'm not sure what that means, sir. So you would have to explain to me what it is. So over to you, Toastmaster Vishal.
Thank you, Siddhant. Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guest. Have you ever played a game of cross and knots or cross and ticks? I played this game with my target speaker, Sonia, today. Before I started my evaluation, I had pointers in my mind, like position. Would she be standing up? Hand gestures. Would she be using her hand gestures appropriately? Eye contact. Would she be looking at the camera? Would she be smiling? Most important, would she have a powerful conclusion? Would she leave me with a happy feeling and fond memories of her speech? I expected that by the end of the speech, I would put many crosses and Sonia would put a few ticks. Let's find out the results. Aren't you excited? Before that, could I please request you all to stand up from your seats and unmute yourself? Could you all please stand up from your seats and unmute yourself? Can we please have a big round of applause today for Toastmaster Sonia? Thank you so much. Thank you, Siddhant. You can have a seat. Today, Sonia has rewritten the Toastmasters rulebook. Toastmasters has introduced us to different speech styles like conversational, informative, storytelling. Today, Sonia has introduced to us a new speech style, musical. They say music is the way to communicate with the gods. We are mere mortals. I am sure the gods must have been pleased too. Have you all wondered what is the purpose of a speech? The purpose of any speech is for people to remember what you said long after you have said it. To that effect, the speaker did an excellent job. The best part was the beginning, Ina Mina Dika. It was an attention grabber. She connected her theme with the audience, Inas and Minas. You need to make an immediate connection. That is when the audience will feel a part of your speech and not on the listener's side. She used phrases like damn popular, bleeding years, consecutive months, sun signs, moon signs, consecutive heights. Excellent use of humor. एक चतुर नार एक होशियार musical felt like you decided to include this song and forced it inside the speech. My biggest gripe was language. So many Hindi songs when you have to give a speech in English. What if your audience doesn't understand Hindi? They would just be confused. My suggestion, don't make use of a heavier language which may not be understood by your audience. Remember, Toastmasters is an international organization. They say when you are a champion, your worst enemy is yourself. The idea was brilliant. The content was great. The speaker gave an awesome speech. To conclude, Kabhi alvida na kehna, meaning never say goodbye and keep entertaining us with your humor and creativity. Thank you. Over to TMoD.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishal. I was a little distracted. I got a message. I'm so sorry. The next is the timers report. So Rangi, can you please tell the timings and if everyone's qualified?
Yeah, except Toastmaster Apurva, she just missed by 2 seconds. Everyone else is qualified.
Okay. Thank you so much. Can we have the votings now? We done? Just let me know once it's done.
We can move ahead.
Okay. The last, but definitely not the least, the last part of the meeting are the role player reports. What are the role player reports? The role player reports are suggestions that are given by the role players and reports that they provide in about the entire meeting. For example, the language evaluator, as you will see now, will give his report based on the language used, the good and the bad and the not so good usage of language. So without further ado, Toastmaster Rahul, the stage is yours.
I'm audible, right?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Okay. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, good evening once again. I'm Toastmaster Rahul, and as I promised at the start of the meeting, I'll be presenting my report now. So first of all, the word of the day was used by Toastmaster Astha and the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Siddhant. Well, I thought that the idiom of the day would be used by no one today, but at the last moment, Toastmaster Apurva used it. So great job. Then I'll first start with the good usages. So someone said the word impersonating, which means to assume the character or appearance of someone or something. Toastmaster Siddhant, there was a lot of vocal variety with good usage of vocabulary. You even used a quote that journey to 1,000 miles begins with a single step, thus relating your theme to what you spoke. You enhance your speech content with quotes. Toastmaster Mansi, you too used a lot of vocal variety with some good usages of vocabulary. Then moving on to the speeches, Toastmaster Tanvi, you use the idiom to pull someone's leg, which means to make fun of someone with a positive intent. You use the word wonderstruck, which means shocked with astonishment and excitement. Then Toastmaster Dineshwari, you use the idiom not my cup of tea, which means not of someone's grass or something which someone isn't interested in. Then Toastmaster Sonia, most of your speech was in songs, but the content which you spoke, so even that had a lot of good vocabulary usage. So you use the phrase tangled and twisted, which means to be caught up in something. Then you used again the idiom to break the ice, which means to do or say something to relieve tension when there is a sudden meetup with strangers. Then table topics, Toastmaster Mansi used the word rambled, which means to become restless. Then someone said to pull someone down, which means to discourage someone. Then Toastmaster Aniket said something is at stake, which means something is at risk. And lastly, to the evaluators, Toastmaster Maitri, you said to blow someone away, which means to astonish someone. And so moving on to the not so good usages. So someone said, I am not aware of the word Toastmasters. So you could have said, I am not aware of the concept or the idea of Toastmasters. Then someone said for the whole class, it should have been to the whole class. Then around my 8th standard, it would have been said as somewhere during my 8th standard. Then someone was saying so on and so forth, but the context in which that phrase was used, that wasn't correct. So basically, when we describe something which is going to happen ahead in the future, so in that case, you use that phrase. Then someone said I was interested in the personality called XYZ. My dream personality was XYZ. It could have been said that way. Someone said I lose my exams. I missed my exams. Then I wouldn't do anything. A person was narrating in past tense, so it could have been said couldn't do anything. Then what was the things? Which were the things? Then I have made it possible. Sorry, I have made it possible. I have make it possible. I have made it possible. And lastly, I have a Toastmasters meeting. So it could have been said as I have a Toastmasters meeting to attend. So yeah, that's it from my side. It might be seeming monotonous, but yeah, I tried my best to figure out what were the good and not so good usages. So that's it from my side. Thank you.
It was not monotonous at all, just saying. It was a very insightful report. So congratulations on that. The next role player report is going to be presented by Toastmaster Mansi. We have already met her a lot of times today. So she's going to be giving the R-Counters report. So Toastmaster Mansi, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Siddhant. Good evening, everyone. Again, I will cut to the chase and start with my report. First up, the speakers who use less than 5 filler words or short pauses or repeated words. So, Toastmaster Swarangi used 3 filler words. That was a. Then Toastmaster Rahul used you know one time and so one time. Toastmaster Atharva used a one time. Toastmaster Tanvi and twice. Then table topic speaker Toastmaster Aishwarya used a 2 times. Then I used so once and a twice. Toastmaster guest Ratikant used a twice and once and means once. Then guest Nisarga used a twice and once and he repeated the word things. Then moving ahead to the speakers who had more than 5 filler words. Toastmaster Swapnil used so thrice, four times, and he repeated the word end up and every. Then Toastmaster Dineshwari had one short pause and she used the filler word so 4 times. Then guest Chirag used four times and so one time. Okay, I forgot guest Christo. He used filler word thrice and so once. That was in the earlier section of the report. Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Astha used the filler word 5 times and so once. Toastmaster of the day Toastmaster Siddhant used the filler word and 7 times and so once. Then moving forward to the flawless speakers of today. Toastmaster Niket, Toastmaster Maitreyi, Toastmaster Apurva, Toastmaster Vishal, and Toastmaster Sonia were the flawless speakers. And special mention to Toastmaster Sonia for your musical speech. I would like to say, आपसे मिलकर अच्छा लगा. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you.
Nice finishing touch, Mansi. The next evaluator is going to be the general evaluator. The general evaluator for today is Toastmaster Aishwarya Bhure. She is a computer engineering student. She loves to listen and she loves to listen to music and she loves traveling. Over to you, Toastmaster Aishwarya.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Can someone just confirm if my screen is visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, so first of all, how many of you loved today's meeting and enjoyed it thoroughly? Can you raise your hand or unmute yourselves? Well, I personally did. Even though the theme wasn't humorous at all, but this was the meeting in all was a humorous one. So kudos to you, Toastmaster of the day, for that, and all the members who are present today. It's because of you. So firstly, I would like to start with the Sergeant at Arms of the day. She started right on time and she was very well prepared with her content. I know she is a new member and it's always very pleasing to hear her. But some recommendations I would like to suggest here. First, when she started, there was an abrupt eye moment, like they weren't stable. So that was a bit disturbing. So maybe you could work on that because eye contact is something which depicts our confidence. Second is the energy. As Sergeant at Arms is the first person to come on the stage, so the energy needs to be high, and that energy should be carried forwarded by the Toastmaster of the day. So that is something I missed in her role. So apart from these two, everything was really great. Second, timer Toastmaster Swarangi. I loved the way she introduced her role in a very crystal clear manner, and I always love the calmness she has while she speaks. So great job, Toastmaster Swarangi. Only one recommendation: while you were speaking, your eye you were seeing towards the bottom of your screen. So that seemed a bit weird to me. Maybe you could look towards the camera and speak next time. Next, I would like to mention the R counter Toastmaster Mansi. I always love the unique ways, in the unique way she explains her role, and especially I still remember the timer's introduction she has given. So this was also something I wouldn't miss or forget. Only recommendation I have for you is your report was quantitative. So I know our counter's report is a bit quantitative, but to make it a qualitative one. Maybe you could suggest 2 or 3 measures where we as a speaker could try to be fluent or could try to reduce our fillers. So that might help. So this is the only recommendation I have for you. Next, language evaluator, Toastmaster Rahul. Excellent choice of the word of the day and the idiom of the day. And I loved the way you delivered your report. You appreciated the members who who had a good usage of language throughout the meeting. So excellent job done. Only recommendation I have for you is while introducing yourself, it's kind of a prepared mini speech. So at that time, you can try to be fluent. So that time you had too many fillers, I guess. So that is a bit distracting. You are a very confident speaker. I have seen you many times, but this is the only thing that bother me. So maybe you could work on this next time. Next, evaluators. All the 3 evaluators did complete justice to the icebreaker speeches. They motivated the speakers, and 2 of them are new members, and it was great to see their evaluations. Firstly, I would like to talk about Toastmaster Maitreya. She had a very great usage of English language at the beginning, and she has a blend of the whole thing. I have 2 recommendations for her. First one is you always say Toastmasters of the day. It's Toastmaster of the day. Secondly, elaborate the recommendations you have. Like you mentioned that you could have a better conclusion. So try and give suggestions on how it could be according to you. Next, Apurva, again structured evaluation, and I love the smile she had on her face throughout her evaluation. Two things I have for her. She had a mix of first person and third person. So she gave the recommendations in first person and recommendation is in the third person. So I would suggest to give the whole evaluation in third person. And secondly, time management. Her evaluation was excellent. So maybe you could work on the time management. Third evaluator, Toastmaster Vishal. It was very difficult to evaluate musical speech by Toastmaster Sonia, but you did a complete justice to that, and you had a beautiful blend and a very composed and structured evaluation. One recommendation I have for you is you had an acute eye contact. So maybe you could keep your content right in front of your eyes and not to look this way because it looks a bit weird. Coming to the table topics master, it was great seeing you, Toastmaster Swapnil, today after a long time. He had interesting choice of topics and great utilization of time as he included the round robin session. Only recommendation I have for you is I have always seen you jubilant on the stage, and today you seemed like a robot to me. So free yourself. Last but not the least, Toastmaster of the day. I always love his themes and always love the subtle humor he tries to include throughout the meeting. So that hats off to that. I love it. Next, he always tries to keep the meetings interactive. So that is really appreciative. And the recommendations I have for you is while narrating personal experience, let your emotions also speak. You are like speaking and there are no emotions and your face is blank. So try to bring the same emotions as if you are speaking to a friend and not to an audience. Second thing, there was a gap in the theme of the meeting. You mentioned the theme at the beginning and then there was no contact of that. So try to blend up your theme and the meeting and all. So that's it from my side. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much. I would love to hear more from you actually, because of the time constraint, you couldn't speak for too long. But I would love to hear from you, more from you about more recommendations that you may have, because it was one that you didn't speak about. So yes, I will definitely text you later. Now that you all the new speakers have successfully gotten through your first speech, remember this feeling. Remember how excited you were, and remember how all the things that could have gone wrong, but they didn't. Trust me, along the way, you might stumble, you might fall, and you might get hurt. But one thing remains certain, that you will learn. So embrace the fall, and good things will happen. I promise you that. On that note, the last and the uh, final thing for the day, the presentation of ribbons to the winners and the presiding officer's closing address and announcements. Toastmaster Swarangi. Swarangi is an aspiring chartered accountant student. She's a third year BCom student, and she loves to read, she loves to play outside, and she's a dog lover. Over to you, Toastmaster Swarangi.
Let's have a huge round of applause for the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Siddhant. Very well conducted meeting. And I'll take the guest feedbacks. Until then, can we have the polling for the best role player? Yeah.
We can go ahead.
Okay, great. So I would like to ask the feedbacks from our guests. Guest Nisarg, can we have your feedback?
Yeah. So it was really good. Like the start, I think Sonia started it, so it was really catchy. Like I was little bit of distracted at the beginning, but it really catched my attention through her songs and how she connected us. And one more thing, I like the way Vishal speaks. Like he has a really bold voice, and I want to have that voice while I'm speaking. Another thing I liked about like everyone is has given some task, and everyone have to follow, and everyone is so precise to their work. Like I don't know how you guys manage. I want to see like how it works, like in a proper way. And I know it will take time, but it was really a great for this to be a part of this session.
Thank you so much. And I'm sure once you do join as a Toastmaster, you'll definitely get around understanding how the speeches and the role player reports work. So thank you
Yeah.
so much for such an encouraging appreciation as well. Yes, guest Ratikant, could we please have your feedback?
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes. Actually, I'm coming in first time, so I don't know miss in details of Toastmaster. All things miss related to classes and whatever we are getting to meetings and all things. I only know we are here for we are improving the everyone who is not miss a part of who want to be improve themselves only. So I am today's thankful for myself only because I joined the Toastmaster session, and thank you all of team because really when I'm seeing you are giving us to motivate to speak whatever we speaking is related to whatever is topic, and thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you so much, guest Ratikant. We are looking forward to you joining in as our Toastmaster. And if you have any queries, you can stay and ask Toastmaster Mansi or me. I would, Mansi, can I put in the invite link for the Fam and Friends WhatsApp group?
Yes, yes, you can.
Definitely. Thank you.
Okay, so you
Thank
can join in the group. Even guest Chirag, would you please like to give your feedback?
So the Toastmasters Club was recommended to me by my sister, and she's also the Toastmaster of the day, so Sonia. Uh, well, I won't talk about her speech because it will. I'm obviously a brother, and so it will be best for me. So, secondly, Siddharth was a great mentor for today's meeting. He managed everything perfectly. Thirdly, I like the way how there was the word of the day and idiom of the day. It just helped me increase my vocabulary. Then I really like the way how each there was a detailed evaluation of all the speeches. And lastly was the table topics. They were really fun to do, and uh, I think those table topics encourage rapid thinking too. So it was overall and learning and fun experience for me.
Great. I'm glad you found it positive and an addition to your experience. And also, you can join in through the WhatsApp group so that you can stay connected to all of the updates that are going on with the Toastmasters Club. Uh, you can also stay back after the formal meeting. Toastmaster Mansi or me can clarify any doubts that you have. And yeah, and Toastmaster Christo, would you like to please give a feedback?
Yeah, I'm just a guest, not a Toastmaster yet, but I would really want to become one because the Toastmaster meeting I had attended one last year, uh, but this was very impressive, and I was just thinking, why is not anyone recommending it to me? So I found Toastmaster on the web, and none of my friends have recommended it to me. So I was just thinking why such a good club has not reached too many people, because one of the main problems of Indians is that they want to speak in English, but they are very much afraid of stage fear. So Toastmaster would be a good stage to improve all those things. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You've got the total concept very precisely. Thank you. Toastmaster Niket, would you please like to give your feedback? Okay. I don't think he is in the meeting. Toastmaster Sonia?
Hi, Swarangi. What
Hi.
do I say? I mean, I have always been a fan of this club. I've been a regular visitor here. Due to some other uh, already planned things, I couldn't attend it for a very long time. Even today, I wasn't supposed to wait for that long. I had to drop off, but luckily, it got cancelled for today, and I was able to stay until the end. All I would like to say is I love the club, and special thanks to Vishal for the evaluation. That's it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. And of course, you are the unofficial member of Toastmasters Club of Pune-West. So yeah. Um, yeah, okay. So Toastmaster Tanvi and Toastmaster Dineshwari, they set about with their Toastmasters journey with their icebreakers today. So let's have a huge round of applause for them. Please unmute yourself. All the best for your journey and hope you go along with it swiftly on your own pace. There is for the awards for today. Let me share my screen. Okay, can you see the screen? Okay, great. So for the best speaker for today, we have Toastmaster Sonia Chewar bagging the award. For the best evaluator, we have Toastmaster Vishal Keswani. For the best table topic speeches, we have guest Nisarg and guest Chirag. Congratulations. And for the best role player, we have Toastmaster Aishwarya for playing the role of. And for the level completions, we have Toastmaster Anva Atkekar completing his level 1 of the Pathways Path Innovative Planning. Yeah, okay, all right. And for the members, we will be conducting the Moments of Truth session in the upcoming week. So we have already Toastmaster Indrajit has already circulated the Google form to see which day is more suitable for everyone, because we need many members attending the club, attending this meeting, because we will be evaluating whether the proceedings of our club are, whether we are sticking to the guns of the main purpose of Toastmasters or not. So please fill out that form, so that we can have the meeting as soon as possible. And we have officially come to the end of the meeting. So let's stop the recording and we can stay back for informal chit chat.